everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Tunnel Vision. I'm your host, Ryan Abraham, joined alongside intern Riley Sager, who's back in the studio for the second day in a row, and our special guest. We have USC's newest defensive tackle, Keeshawn Silver, by way of the SEC and Kentucky. Keeshawn, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you, and this is part of our House of Victory series of interviews. We've had a lot of fun interviewing different players, and we're really looking forward to getting to talk to Keeshawn on this one. If you want to be part of the House of Victory ability to compensate student athletes like Keeshawn, there's a QR code up on the screen. I can put the big QR code up as well. The place to be is the current campaign through House of Victory, so make sure you go check that out. And we appreciate Keeshawn and appreciate House of Victory sending these interviews up for us. It's been a lot of fun. I think the fans have enjoyed it. Hopefully you do as well, Keeshawn. And I wanted to talk about that. Haley sent me some photos of you from the most recent, I believe the most recent charity outreach event that you took part of with Angel City Sports. And I wasn't expecting to see you in a wheelchair playing basketball, but that's what it looked like. What was that experience like?
Different for sure. Different. It was fun. I got buckets. You seen that picture right there. I had about 30 that game. 30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah. So, how did that come about? Like, what was and like, how does it work? I mean, I've not played wheelchair basketball before. It looks really cool.
Bro, that thing is hard. You see that right there? Finger roll. Yeah, that's definitely a challenging game right there. I don't know how they go out there and make it look easy, but they go out there and they're efficient with everything they do in the court. So it was pretty challenging for me, but easy to them, obviously.
Yeah. What was that experience like as far as doing that or any of the other charity work you've done with House of Victory?
It's been fun, just to hear people's stories and also like how they was born and raised in California. Also, I'm from North Carolina, so it just how do you get around in California? Just building relationships with them, and also just how do they get around their daily lives as well with the challenging experiences that they got going on.
I know you also did a camp down in North Carolina. I guess it was 2 days ago, May 3rd. The Big Country camp. What was that experience like? I have some photos from that as well. It looked pretty cool.
It was great, to just see kids come out there and work. It's a free camp, so you don't have to pay anything to come out there. Just come out there and get experience from people like myself and also some of my good old longtime friends. So yeah, it was a great experience, great turnout. I think the kids had a good time learning.
Well, I'm sure it was great going back, just visiting, your home state, but West Coast, it's not an easy trek. So I want to get into your journey and just kind of what made you come all the way out here. This is, you played at UNC and then Kentucky and then now here USC. So I know Coach Henny had a big impact on that, but just walk us through the decision to come all the way out to California.
It definitely wasn't an easy process, but just being able to get out your comfort zone, I think it was a very challenging process to leave from the East Coast to the West Coast. It was definitely a hard process, and just building relationships during the process was hard as well. Everything sounded good, and how can people use me was very good, and all. And it just came down to the relationship building process. So I had a good relationship with Coach Henny and his staff over here, so everything came together.
How much did the recruiting process kind of change going from North Carolina high school, playing at North Carolina, transferring to Kentucky, and then and coming to USC? That's a few different stops where you were recruited there. It changed a lot, I think, from when you coming out of high school to what it was, what it was like this last trip through.
It wasn't easy. The first time was probably the hardest coming out of high school, just being close to home. I thought it was going to be a great look for me, but, adversity kicked in. So being able to go to the University of Kentucky and having the opportunity that I earned, it went very well. And then also having the opportunity to come out here and play for a great program like University of Southern Cal. So,
did you have any mentors or coaches in your corner kind of walking you through that process, just helping you decide what was best for your career?
Yeah, absolutely. I did. I had some people that was here for a long time that just been in my corner, just supporting me through this whole process. So they said this was a great fit for me, and I also agree with them.
As far as the USC coaches, like who did you hear from the most coming out of the portal there?
Said it one more time, sorry.
Who did you hear the most from the USC coaching staff coming out of the portal?
Coach Henny, for sure. And then, Coach Riley was a tag team, but then you hear some of Coach Lynn. And just everybody on the staff was pretty welcoming to come. So,
What was your initial relationship with Coach Henny? What was that like? Just kind of, kicking it off, that bond you guys had. It seems like you have great energy together, but what about your two personalities allowed you to really connect?
I just thought he was like a person that's one of a kind. I never met anyone with the same story as myself. Losing the same exact family members, I thought it was kind of strange, and I thought the man above God, he led us here together, So I just thought that was very important to me, and also just he has the same whys as me, and I know he wanted me to be great because he already done lived it, so he just wanted to pass it down to me so I could be great, so he can critique my art,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last week at the media luncheon, he said that your connection, it was genuine, emotional, special, just something that it seemed like fate that you guys were meeting, and now you're playing for him. What's that been
Yeah.
like since coming to USC?
Like I said, it's crazy, just meeting someone that's been through the same thing that you have been through, and like I said, like just the same whys, and also like just coming to this program has been different because just coming from the East Coast to the West Coast, that's a whole different world. Like the grass is different, so it's just everything different.
You're wearing number 9. Actually, it's crazy. So for USC fans, first of all, the whole defensive line is going to look different. Second of all, 6 of you guys are wearing single-digit numbers of the defensive line, which is kind of crazy. But if you want to talk about, why you wear the number 9, why that's special to you.
I wore the number 9 because I lost my mom when I was 9. I kind of just cherished that number for my whole life. I just thought, like, as a kid, it hurt, but over time, just growing up and understanding why it happened, it just motivated me to get here. So I just appreciate that every day, that number.
You may not have had your mom physically with you, but I'm sure she was an amazing mentor and just impact on your life early on. So who, after that loss, kind of helped you, guide you throughout to where you are now?
Yeah, I had a bunch of family members that guide me, but someone that drove me daily, that I talked to daily, was probably my grandmother. But I lost her last year, and also to this day is my cousin Chris. He pushed me every day. He took me to camps even when times were hard. He took off days for work. He was there for me when times were rough, and he was able to make time for me to get me to places I needed to go when I was younger.
We got to speak with Jamal Jarrett, well, we had Big General on, John Ray Reed. We had, Jarrett. Do you have a nickname? I don't know if we have a nickname for you yet.
We go by Big Country or Big Key. It don't matter.
Big, okay.
Big Key?
We got Big General, Big Country. Okay, I like that. But for Jamal, I know there's a connection there where there was like you're trying to get him to go to North Carolina. What's it kind of been like being, I don't know about reunited, but at least being able to play with him on the same team?
It's been good. I've been trying to be on the same side as him forever. It feels great to be able to pick his mind and also coach him up, and he also coached me up and picked my brain because the goal is to build a unstoppable defensive line. So just being able to pick his mind. We also we from the same cloth. We from North Carolina, so we already know how to grind. So it's just putting everything together. It's been a good process to be able to play with him so far. So I can't wait for the season to come.
What's it been like trying to adjust to California with him? Not just a new program, but also new coast. And like you said, you're from the same state. So, somewhat similar backgrounds and just kind of experiencing all the new things here. What's it like going through that with him?
It's been good so far. Like, just work is gonna be work, no matter where you're at the location. So I mean, we're having good times. Sometimes we have frustrating times, but overall we're gonna keep grinding and go to work every day.
For spring football, just finished up. You were participating, but you're coming off the knee surgery, and so I don't think you could do like full contact kind of stuff. But what was your overall experience like, and what your assessment of how you did during USC spring football?
Just being able to participate in the stuff that I was able to, it was very big. Just being able to see from an outside standpoint from the coaches, we were like, we just got to get better. Like also like me being in the drills and stuff, just coaching people throughout the way and just being a vocal leader that I'm set to be.
How are you on like recovery wise, and are you going to be like full go for summer workouts and fall camp and all of that?
Yeah, I'm full go. I'm ready.
Ready to go. All right, nice.
You mentioned in the spring that you want to be that vocal leader. You want to rally your guys together, kind of be that leader for them, whether that's getting food, taking them out to food, just kind of bonding. So how'd you build that initial connection with all of them?
Like I said, like early on in the process, you got to be around people that want the same thing as you, and just meeting the guys on my visit. I know they wanted the same goals that I wanted to, because just seeing them bring each other in and eat and watch film after practice, that's the same thing that I was on. So just me being able to come in and say, hey, let's go get food, let's go do this, let's do extra work, just after practice, so it's not an easy process because everybody got their own stuff to do. But when you got people that cuts their days for extra work and stuff, like it's gonna be a good time.
Riley brought up the media lunch that we got to hear from some of the assistant coaches, and one of the terms for you came up is that you were a pro. I mean, there was a lot of good things said about the different defensive linemen, but just the way you kind of carry yourself there. I mean, do you feel like you can be a kind of a veteran leader and a presence in that locker room, even though you just got to USC?
Yeah, no doubt. I just feel like you got, like, when you love something, you're gonna apply yourself to it. So if it's studying the playbook, learning signals, learning something, I just feel like if you want to be a pro or something, a leader or something, you're gonna take time and make time for it, especially if you want it as bad as someone else do, like myself.
You mentioned how contagious that mentality is, whether you're the veteran guy trying to get the younger guys together. What about energy in the locker room? Like, how do you build that up? If it's, low or something like that, how are you the person that's stepping in and kind of rallying them together?
First, you gotta love football, because if you don't love football, like what I'm saying, it's not gonna apply to you. So if you love football, then it's gonna apply. But I feel like everybody in the locker room loves ball, so it has applied to them.
One of the guys in the locker room with you, Jakeem Stewart, and we've heard a lot of praise about him. Supposed to be a junior in high school, and he looks like he should be a junior. He could be a junior in college right now. What are your initial impressions of him so far?
He's a smart kid. I know I struggled with the playbook when I was younger. My first year, I struggled with the playbook, so I spent time with my big brothers. But he's catching on. He's developing. He's gonna be a problem. He's putting the work in every day. There's no complaints from that guy right there.
Coach Henderson said he sees a lot of himself in you. Are there any players on your team right now that you just kind of gravitate towards, that you see your younger self in them?
Yeah, every one of them. They're my kids. All of my kids.
You're like the dad figure coming in. You're like the father figure.
I'm the pops.
They always listen to you.
Big country's the pop. That's funny. What we talk about, some of the defensive linemen. Any of the offensive linemen kind of stand out to you? And, anyone that you've gone against, you're like, man, this guy's tough to go against.
It's hard to name one person, but everybody.
Everybody's tough. What you're like, in general, from the process, like if you're going against a center or a guard, I mean, probably not a tackle all that time, but is it usually easier for you to go against one position versus another?
Not really. I feel like it's all the same thing, and for myself, I can play the whole defensive line, so it really doesn't matter.
Cool.
When you're lining up, whether, depending on the position, just kind of that mentality that stays with you regardless what position you are. Do you have any specific thoughts going through your mind? Do you tell yourself certain things, or is it just kind of muscle memory when you line up?
It's a muscle memory thing, but also, like, it depends who we're playing and where we're playing. Just being able to study the opponent, if the back's away, you loosen up. If the back's to you, tighten up. Like little stuff like that. The tight is on the ball, you know where to go. I can't give y'all too much sauce, but just little stuff like that. You just gotta study the game and know the game.
Yeah, we got some questions from the Peristyle too. I don't know if you have any other ones, Riley. Do you want to do one more, and then we can do some Peristyle questions, or you can intermix in, or
anyone you're most excited to line up against this season?
Everybody.
That's
amazing.
The SEC to Big Ten, is there programs that you're just like, wow, like there's like Nebraska's on the schedule, or Oregon or whatever, where it's like a different kind of whole list of opponents. I mean, you had ACC opponents and SEC opponents. Now you got Big Ten ones. Like, no one kind of standing out to you. Like, I don't really play those guys.
Nah, we're gonna play everybody week by week.
All right. Well, that's a veteran answer there. So the Peristyle message board is for USCfootball.com. I posted last night asking if anyone had any questions. So we got a bunch of them if you're cool doing some of these.
Yep.
Okay. First one, and there's some really weird screen names. This is Missing Brain Cells. That's the name. Where is he physically at your recovery, and do you expect to be full go for fall camp? You kind of talked about that, but you're in a good spot.
Go. I'm clear.
Okay. And then Gate Call, he says, Rocky Mount, UNC, Kentucky. Did you get tired of wearing blue?
No comment.
It is pretty different. You had a lot of blue in your life, and now it's Cardinal and gold, you know?
Just don't get confused when we play UCLA or when you play.
You're right.
Do you want to do one, Riley? Or?
You get another one from Parasite. Let's see what we got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, we kind of talked about transition, but what's been the most difficult part about transitioning to LA and USC?
Moving. Like
all your stuff?
Yeah, like probably just getting all my stuff out here. That probably was the most hardest thing right there. But everything else came cool.
Do you feel settled now?
Yeah, I feel pretty much settled, yep.
Rock Origo, I think the name is. What player was the toughest opponent you've had to play over your career? Did you have like one offensive lineman that just stands out to you? Like, man, that guy was tough.
Let me think. I played a lot of good players. Probably Jalen Mero. He's pretty different. High praise to him. I'm proud that he got picked up, but yeah, he's creative. He can do everything: run, throw, everything. If you played a game from last 3 years ago, he ran around. You know, he played his game. So
okay.
Trojan 777 wants to know if you can snap your finger and have a new rule in college football tomorrow. What would it be?
Ooh, I like that one. Probably being able to wear black visors during the game.
Oh, okay. So you guys can't. You have like limitations on visors.
Yeah, I think it's like clear visors or something like that.
Oh, okay. We had interviewed DJ Harvey. His visor looked a little different. I don't know. It looked kind of shinier than other people's, but maybe check with him, see what his visor game's like. Or you're like, oh, you can't like, you know, make holding even more. The sensitivity button on holding, like increase that a little bit. So this one's Optimus Prime Rib. What have you learned from Coach Henny to take your game to the next level?
Just being dominant even when you're tired. Just being able to execute things while you're tired and also when you're not tired. Just being consistent with everything.
Okay. What is this?
Fear My Beard? Is that the one you want? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Fear My Beard wants to know, is your goal to learn to push up field and make the quarterback uncomfortable, or is your job to eat up the blocks and let the linebackers eat?
Both.
Well, I think you were mostly known as kind of a run stopper kind of guy, right? I think you had one sack last year at Kentucky. USC wasn't very good if you saw sacking the quarterback last year. I don't know if that's been a push across the defensive line, really trying to be disruptive and get to the quarterback as well as stopping the run. If that's was that kind of a focus for you guys?
Are you asking?
Oh yeah, I was asking. Sorry, yeah. No worries.
Yeah, just make plays. That's the plan. Everybody go execute. We got great calls to use, so everybody just got to execute.
You've mentioned you want to work on being an elite pass rusher. What does that look like, the process right now, just kind of working toward that?
Like I said, what Coach Henny said, just execute while you're tired. I think that was one of my biggest things, just being tired, not being efficient. So just being able to be efficient while I'm tired is going to be the biggest thing for me.
I'm guessing you're going to say all of them, but SCCR Famous wants to know, is there a quarterback you're most excited to sack in the Big Ten?
Week by week.
Week by week. Figured. Okay. We got that one figured out. And then NW Fan 76, what do you feel is the optimum weight for you to play at this year?
I mean, it really doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but I'm comfortable with whatever way I done played at mostly every weight. So I don't really have an answer for that one.
Did you have like a goal or so? Are you in like the 330-ish range now, or what? And what was your like? It's
They
kind
need
of
to stop lying about me. That's not true.
What'd you say? Is that what people said?
Yeah, bro, I'm not 336, bro. That's cap. That's not real.
Right. What like what? I mean, if you don't want to share, I don't know. But what was your weight at the end of camp or whatever?
225.
225?
No,
No,
I'm
three
not.
three times. I was gonna say, dang. All right, gotcha.
619 Grizzlies asking your personal goals for the season. We kind of talked about that, just being that vocal leader, working when you're tired. What about, let's say, a year from now? What kind of person do you want to be off the field?
Yeah, just a person that dominated the game. But I just feel like that's too far to talk about.
Yeah.
I think the first thing we could talk about now is probably camp. Just being able to go to camp and just work my techniques on the people that I go against daily, and then let it apply to the season. But as of now, like we're working for camp right now. So
Trojan MJ, he wanted to know your thoughts on how the defense will perform this season. USC's defense got a lot better when Denton Lynn came in last year, but there were certainly some shortcomings compared to what you saw from any kind of film last year. How do you feel this defense is capable of performing this year?
as of what I've been seeing and also been a part of, I feel like we can dominate. But like I said, we got to take it into camp and come as one unit. We just got to keep getting better every day.
Diane77 wants to know, would you have a favorite LA eatery, restaurant that you've been to, visited, or taken the guys out to?
There's so many, bro. Like, you just cannot name. Like,
Do you have a favorite area or type of cuisine?
I think Hollywood got some good areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this food place named Tao, Tao,
Oh.
here in Hollywood. I think that's a good restaurant to go to.
What do you get?
It just depends the day. I like the chicken fried rice,
All
with
right.
like salmon, something like that. It's pretty chill.
Okay.
We had a couple of fast food ones we can end on. We'll let you go. So Presidio Trojan says, In-N-Out, yes. Five Guys, no. Or Whataburger. And then what's your order at In-N-Out? And then 3 Street of Value says, are you liking the double animal style? So there's a lot of love for In-N-Out. I don't know if you've Five Guys, Whataburger, In-N-Out, what your thoughts on any of those are.
Oh man, I've been in and out. It's okay, but I think I might take Five Guys. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
Just I feel like the menu is more, like it's more stuff to eat up there.
Okay. Are you Whataburger or what was do you have a favorite fast food restaurant, North Carolina?
Yeah, I never had Whataburger before.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there those in the South?
In Kentucky, do they have them? It's more of a Texas thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I
Definitely
never heard of. I mean,
Texas.
I heard of, but I never ate there.
We were talking about this yesterday. Are you a ChickfilA or Zaxby's kind of guy?
It just depends. I'm tired of Chick-fil-A. I feel like I ate a lot of Chick-fil-A before. I'm gonna just pick Zaxby's just cause.
Was it Steak and Shake? Is that one of the ones down there too?
Oh, Shake Shack?
Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
Yep.
That's a good one too. Well, we appreciate you coming on, Keeshawn Silver. Let me give you some applause here for the work you're doing. Yes, thank you for coming on and sharing some insights. We have we usually do if you want to do like a fight on, we can do a nice screenshot here that'll put up on there. So, oh yeah, perfect. We love it. Great stuff. So make sure you go check out House of Victory and help out guys like Keeshawn. And looking forward to seeing what you can do. But look for big number 9 out there. He's saying he's weighing 225 pounds, so he's a little lighter than what we thought, but still can play inside the defensive line. So that's good. That's a good sign. But thanks again for coming on, Keeshawn. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right, everyone else, thanks so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you all next time.